Yo, what is going on, y'all? It is Talking Faith, my first ever YouTube video for this channel. I am so excited. I've been waiting and figuring out how I want to do this, and I have finally, made the first video, and I am so excited. I kind of just want to talk to you guys about who I am, what the purpose of this channel is, and then I want to get into the first episode of my whole entire channel, which is why. Why should you follow Christ? Why is that why is that a reason? Why should you not just live your life and do whatever you choose? And I think that is so important. I think it's extremely undervalued about what living your life for Christ can be. Real quick, as you know, Talking Faith, that's the YouTube channel. I want to bring this channel different. I think I want to make it different than a lot of other channels. I want it to be less like a I read a verse to you, explain the verse type channel. I want it to be I bring you a lesson straight from my heart to you guys, and then you guys give me your opinions in the comments, and then I want to be able to help as many people as possible, because I'm not perfect. I'm still learning every single day about how to be a better Christian, and how to be nicer to people, how to make sure I make this person's day. I want to be the best Christian I can be. And I think being able to preach that to people and then being able to hear their opinions back will make everyone a better Christian. I think that's the whole point of this channel. Talking faith, talking about challenges. You don't know me and I don't know you. So just drop something in the comments you're struggling with. I'm happy to help anyone, and I'm sure everyone else in the comments is happy to help you too. But that's the whole point of this channel, and hopefully you guys can eventually feel comfortable enough to maybe give it a shot. But firstly, I want to get into the why. Why should you follow Christ? Why not should you just live your everyday life as you choose? The big thing for me when I ask this question is, I think people forget that God gave us this life, and I think it is not appreciated as much as, even for a daily Christian, it's not as appreciated as people, should take it as. God gave us this life to live this life for Him, to do this life, as we choose, free will. But Christians choose to live their life for Him and doing things for Him. And I think living your life on how you choose, yeah, sure, it can be fun. Certain parts can be, a blast. But I think you're missing out on so many things that you won't get just living your life as you choose. Living your life in Christ, you miss out on so many things that just a lot of people don't get to experience, because you choose to live your life away from Christ. You choose to not want to make that final step to pursue Jesus as much as you should be. I think the things that Jesus can bring you, true peace, true just peace with yourself, being able to wake up in the morning, say you had a bad night last night and you're not following Christ, you're struggling with guilt, anxiety, it's just eating you up inside, and then you're able to turn to Christ, and you're able to relieve some of that guilt and that anxiety off of you. And I think that is so undervalued on how helpful that is for someone like me, who for a long time, after problems with my life, I just wouldn't turn to Christ. I would try and take it chin up, face up. And you figure out pretty quickly that you're going to end up having a really hard time digesting all of that guilt and that anxiety. But when you're able to turn to Christ and you're able to say, hey, Jesus, I'm really struggling with this, I need help, and He's there to have your back always, 24/7. I think that is just so nice to have that person always at your back to help you. And I think living that life without Christ, you miss out on that opportunity. By yourself at night, you've done a lot of things, you're eating up with guilt from whatever you did that night, whatever you did that day, however you treated that person, and you have to take it all on yourself. And I think that is really hard, and I think that's a big reason why turning to Christ can help you. I also think it gives you that feeling of unconditional love. You have that unconditional love for Jesus, and He has that unconditional love for you. And I think having that relationship with Him is huge. I think it is so important to have that, and I don't think a lot of people realize that until they give it a chance. And even me, I still struggle with that. because I make mistakes every single day. Everyone's going to make mistakes. But knowing that God, no matter what, has unconditional love for me, makes me want to push myself harder to beat my problems, to overcome that challenge of the day, and, remember that He's there. Another thing that I think that just following Jesus can allow you to do is have a clear purpose in life, a clear direction. Like for me, a random night it hit me, because I have a YouTube channel. I won't say what it is, but I have a YouTube channel that I make content on. It hit me one night, and I said to myself, why am I not making Christian content? I could build a second platform for other people. And now I have a clear purpose in mind of, I want to push this channel out, and I want people to understand what Jesus can be. Even if it's just for it's just for the purpose of bringing content to you guys. I might never get past 100 subs. I might never get past 10 subs. But being able to make one person and watch this video and understand something new about Jesus is what it's for. It gives you that clear purpose. Or following Jesus gives you a clear purpose in life in general. The right partner, the right job, the right friends, the right family. It gives you that purpose and that, just, I guess you could say, like destiny in a way. And that guidance every single day is what following Jesus can bring you. That it's, you don't get to experience when you live that life away from Jesus. You trust your gut. Why not put that trust in Jesus? Why not get your head in the Word, read the Bible, understand what Jesus has in store for you, which is a whole different topic of trying to understand when Jesus is talking to you. That's something I struggle with. Is I cannot figure out when Jesus is talking to me, and I try. But and my journey right now is to become a better Christian. Since I haven't been the best in my past years, I want to become a better Christian. So I want to get to that point to where I can understand when Jesus is talking to me. I also think that you can have just that sense of security as well, and that sense of hope when you have Jesus by your side. I guess you could say like a cry. Jesus resurrected for you. He died on the cross. He resurrected. He died for your sins. I think that gives you that just sense of security of like, this man went through torture, literal torture, and came out on the other side, rose from the dead 3 days later, came out the grave for me and you, me making the video and you watching it. That's what He's here for. And I think that this sense of security is so huge, and I think it is so undervalued. And I don't think people realize that until you really get in the Word, or maybe watch a movie about it. Like one night, me and my girlfriend were watching a video about it, and or watching a movie about it, and it lightens you. Like it really does it. It makes you understand like what He went through on a light scale, because that's just a movie. Trying to understand that He really did that for me and you, it almost puts you to tears, and a lot of people it does put to tears. I think followers of Christ have some sort of an anchor, and just in their soul, just in their heart, knowing that whatever happens to to this world, family, friends, you have this amazing person, Jesus, behind you always, 24/7, making sure you're going to be okay. And I think that is just something you cannot pass up. And then another thing I want to talk about, which will probably be the last, because I don't want to bore you guys this whole entire first video, but is personal improvement. I think so many people struggle with addictions, whether it's nicotine, whether it's weed, whether it's lust. Jesus can help you break those habits, and trust me, that is so valuable. As someone who struggles with who has struggled with many problems or addictions in his life, He allows you to break those habits, and I think that is so huge. And that when you can get that sense of relief, that, oh my goodness, I just made it however long, 6 months. For say you're struggling with nicotine, you just made it 6 months or a week even. You turned to Christ, you made it your first week. That is just having that backup behind you that said, I followed Jesus and I'm already a week free of whatever your addiction is. Let's keep pushing. I think that is what Jesus can do for you. I think following Him just naturally produces a better day. It naturally wants to make you produce more love, joy, peace, patience for people, patience for your boss, kindness to your friends, kindness to strangers. you know, and it wants you to make, it makes you feel more faithful. And that is something that you cannot take for granted, is having that ability to, know Christ is behind your back and know, yeah, I'm having a bad day today, but let's not ruin that for others. Let's turn this into something positive, turn that into something, helpful to, my peer. That is just something you cannot give up. And I think that is so, that's huge in life. And I really would recommend every day waking up, praying. Pray every morning. It sets your, I forget some days, which is horrible, and I need to fix that myself. But I think that is huge. It's waking up in the morning, praying, and remembering every day throughout your day that I need to be kind today. I need to be joyful. I need to pray. You'll wake up and you'll have so much of a better day, and you'll go throughout your day way better. Yeah, someone may, cuss you out at work, but knowing, hey, I got Jesus behind me. Let's take a step back here, and let's be respectful, and let's not lash out. You see someone struggling to get into the car, struggling to get up a flight of stairs, struggling to get down a flight of stairs in public, you help them. I think that's what just Jesus can do for you, and I think that is just huge. I think people don't realize that until they really start to follow Jesus and they really start to understand what that can do for you and what he can do for you. But yeah, I think that's all I have today. Just let me know what you guys think. If you want more of this content, let me know. I'm so happy to bring this to you guys. This is something I've been wanting to do, and I am so excited that I get to bring you guys this video, and I get to start talking about Christian content, and that is huge for me, and I'm so excited. So let me know lessons you want to hear below. Let me know things you want to see and hear, and I'll be happy to bring a lesson. But stay tuned for episode 2. I don't know what the lesson will be yet, but we'll figure it out, and I'm super excited. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and God bless you all, and have a good night, day, or evening. Peace out, y'all.